All right, so we've been on the road for about an hour now. I have no idea where we even are. Oh.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the...
We had to find a Walmart, grab a few more supplies before we hit Hammertown. We need to get some ice. Frankie forgot his sunglasses like a noob. I think we had to grab some more water. Yeah, everything's going pretty good. It's a blast towing in the new truck. This thing's a freaking beast. We'll see what our mileage is. Seems like it's around like 14 or 15 towing this Samurai on the trailer, but the tow is like super easy. It's all flat so far, but gosh, what a game changer to have this towing setup. A little spoiler alert on the Samurai. Got some bigger tires on it now, looks cooler. It's on 33 BFG all-terrains now. So a little bit taller on that too. Got a couple new additions. Now we've got this waist safe hitch that's really cool. It's got a little dial on it. On the other side, it tells you what your tongue weight is. Just updated some of the wiring on the trailer. Put this little storage box on here for our straps and stuff. That's pretty much it. Didn't get to do a lot of work on the trailer like we wanted to, but it's gonna get the job done, hopefully. Long bed coming in clutch. One night we're gonna be doing food for like 35 people, so we've got all that food in there. And then here is our drinks and just our personal food. But man, a lot of stuff taken down there for a week at the Hammers. All right, another stop. We're about 5 hours out. Daddy had to go use the tinkle, and by Daddy I mean Frankie. See if our little snack's gonna work out. Hey, yeah, these actually did get a little warmed up. Well, homemade breakfast burrito. I gotta find some way to get the battery tray or that area hotter. These new trucks are so efficient. I tried this in a JK the other day. You can't get these burritos to warm up. It's just like the Samurai. You put something in that engine bay, it's cooking. The burrito gets all charred up on one side. This truck didn't happen, but still good. Frankie was in there for a long time. Sometimes you just don't want to know what they were doing in there. Shady truck stop. I didn't know it was that kind of truck stop. What were you doing in there? Where are you? All right, so we are headed down to Johnson Valley, California for the 2022 King of the Hammers. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. I definitely didn't think it would be this year, but I've never been. Frankie's never been. I've watched it online pretty much every year since it's been available online. And then last year specifically, I was watching Amber go through the Everyman Challenge. She's kind of popular in the Suzuki Samurai world because she is a female that is racing in King of the Hammers. She's a female that's into off-roading, which is pretty rare. She wrenches on her own stuff. She's a welder by trade.
That's a route available.
She's wheeling a Suzuki Samurai through the King of the Hammers, which is probably the craziest part of everything. So Amber's a super interesting person to be around when it comes to off-roading. So we first met her on the Rubicon last year when we were doing ZukiCon, an event that she was leading out there. It was a ton of fun. We got introduced, and she was kind enough to be a part of a video I did, a walk around of her Samurai. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. I'll put a link up here for you guys to check out. A few months later in the fall, she got a hold of me on social media and asked me if I'd be interested in joining her and her team down here at King of the Hammers. And I was like, yeah. Originally we were going to be a part of like a pit, I think. I told her I'd do whatever she needed help with, but then it kind of morphed into, why don't you make some videos kind of showing what this experience is like down at Hammers, and you know what the team does to prepare and what camp is like, and then you know document the race if we can. So that's our goal going down there. I don't really know what to expect. It seems like it's pretty crazy and a bit overwhelming for first timers, but the good news is I know everybody who's ever been to the Hammers has had an awesome time. I've never heard anybody say, yeah, it was okay. They pretty much all love it, and they go back every year. So who knows, maybe this will be the first of many years for us.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.
Hey, good morning guys. It is day one. Got in at a reasonable time last night, but the traffic on Boone Road was just so nuts and long. We didn't get to camp till night, so it was really hard to find where we were going, especially with the trailer getting through all the tight camps and stuff. So we just kind of backed in here and just put the rooftop tent up and slept kind of as is. We didn't really get to put our little camp together. It's pretty early. I think it's only like 8 o'clock. Everyone's kind of just trickling into camp and we're getting put to work right now. Amber has her Samurai out and she needs to pass tech inspection in a few hours. So we're going through the checklist right now and we're trying to get everything buttoned up before she heads over. Frankie, what are you working on?
I don't know. Covering up holes with tape.
Cleaning the holes off, put some speed tape on them.
What do we want to talk about? I go real fast. This is a big race car.
I rock crawl real good, but I never go to rock because I'm slow.
I rock crawl real good. I don't rock crawl real good. I end up on my lid.
I roll recently. I suck, but race car good. But race car not passing tech, so I don't know what to do.
So today's Sunday. We've got our tech appointment at 10:30, and basically we got to go through the little list. Ultra 4 Racing technical inspection list and cross all these little things off. And then this year is a little different because USAC's coming in, they're gonna cut off our bands and give us all new ones. They go over the whole car and they weigh the thing and, you know, check tube diameter and all sorts of safety stuff. You have to have your doors, you gotta have a secondary latch, window nuts, and your furnaces have to be in date, and your fire extinguishers have to be in date, you know, little expensive stuff. But so that's what we're doing this morning, and we're just kind of crunching to get the little things done to get the car to pass tech, and then after that it'll be banded and I'll be basically ready to race.
What happens if you don't pass tech? Do you get a period to fix the stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way you're supposed to do it is you go back and make another appointment to get back into tech, but I've been able to just go back in and fix what I hadn't had fixed before and passed it. So like the first year I raced, I didn't know how to install my window nets properly, so I went and teched the first time. They basically told me how they wanted it done, went back to my camp, welded it all up, brought it back to them, and they passed it, so.
All right, so while all that's going on, one of the cool things about this group is that we all kind of pulled our resources together. So one person's cooking dinner every night, and then I think everyone's just kind of like volunteering for breakfast. So let's go check out the tent and see what's for breakfast today.
Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go. At the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ay, on the road, go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road. Ay, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah.
All right, so the tech went pretty well. There were like 2 things that she needed to fix. It was her brake lights weren't working. She had a bad ground that we found when she got back to camp. I think it was like a breather tube cover was missing. So after those 2 things, she ran back to the tech and passed it. So that's all good. We had a super long day yesterday. Probably like this week leading up to this trip, I haven't been sleeping well. And then when it was time to make camp yesterday, we just hopped in the rooftop tent. I brought only a blanket and a pillow. That was it. It was perfect at night. But then this morning, the temperature dropped way low and I was freezing my butt off and I was too lazy to get up and get the heater or my sleeping bag or anything that I needed. But we've got our little camp set up, and if you look around, you can see everyone else has a pretty pro setup, like an RV or a trailer, cab over down there. This is what we're rocking. We've got the roof nest Condor XL with the annex on the GMC, and this is my first time using the annex. I'll show you inside there in a second. It's nice to have the long bed on this because we had a ton of stuff back here. We've still got a little bit more. We've got our 2 propane tanks. This is some cookware stuff in here, like a Blackstone and a Coleman. Got the Samurai parked out front here, and then on top there is a solar panel for a Jackery. Just kind of lazily put it up there because it's been kind of windy and I don't want the wind to just blow it and send it off while we're out walking around in Hammertown or something. But here's the annex. So this is what it looks like in here. I'm all the way in one corner right now, and this really isn't doing it justice. There's a ton of room in here. This is our cooler for everything for our night for cooking sloppy joes up. This is our cooler with all of our stuff in it. And then we've got this table behind the ladder. It just holds our bags and stuff. And it's probably gonna get a lot messier here soon, but we actually have 2 hoses running up on the outside of the tent that come in. This is just magnet holding it closed. Kind of thrashed up here right now just because we're getting things ready, but that's our heater that's running off a propane tank. And then this is our jackery that's charging off the solar panel. So far, really awesome to have this, because if we didn't have this annex, you'd just be getting down. You're standing in the dirt and trying to change in front of everybody or take a pee or whatever you're trying to do. We've got this little mat right here. We were talking about tonight, we're gonna lay that down, and then we're gonna have like a dirty spot to put our boots and stuff. And then, you know, we can walk around in socks or barefoot without tracking everything up into the tent. So I am feeling extremely tired. I didn't sleep that well last night because of the cold. So I told Frankie to fend for himself. I think I'm just gonna kind of hang out and rest. I don't know, I might take a nap because I'm getting old. And that way I could recharge myself and hopefully be ready for the festivities tonight. I think it's steak night too, so I'm stoked about that.